YouTube, how the heck you doing? This is Corey here with Watcher of Realms. We are back with another one. This is going to be round 64, I believe, of the Gladiator Gauntlet. This was a pretty easy win overall, so we're going to go into the top 32, and from there on, we'll just see how we do. But overall, it's been a pretty fun Gladiator Gauntlet. Can't really make any complaints. So let's just go through our attacks. I think I went 3-1 overall when it comes to the attacks, so not the best, but not the worst either. So I think this is an attack against... Yeah, okay. So this is a very, very unfortunate run in my opinion, because what happens is Toradora goes ahead and basically does 3 stuns back to back to back on my axes. So the whole purpose of this comp is really, I'm trying to go ahead and take out Toradora's passive, right? Because Eunomia is here, so there's no revive. But Toradora goes ahead and just inflicts a substantial, let's kind of reset this and slow this down. So we go ahead and insta drop the axes, right? And the goal is to go ahead and force Toradora's passive, because if we do that, we then have Maw and another set of axes to basically act as cleanup and really just take care of the rest here. But Toradora goes ahead and stuns them, and then shortly after, he actually goes ahead and stuns them again. And then shortly after, he goes ahead and even stuns them, I believe, a final time here. So three stuns, and that's not what we're looking for. So the next step is we're going to drop them all. And honestly, maybe we could have dropped the other set of axes and that could have been beneficial. But at this point, right, Eunomia is going to go ahead and ult. So he's getting that 100 attack speed boost. And then he's also ulted himself. So he's going to get an attack speed boost from that. So it really wasn't going to be that feasible. So the goal here is for Maw and the Fool to essentially go ahead and force proc Toradora's passive here. So let's speed this up a bit. And here we go, right? So Maw goes ahead and does it. He goes ahead and forces Toradora's passive, which is perfect, right? That's what we're looking for. The next thing is we're going to drop the axes here and hope that the axes are good enough to go ahead and give us the clearance to take out Toradora. At this point, similar thing happens here, right? So Toradora, he goes ahead and stuns him. And then Ardea is just getting free hits on him. And they stun him again, right? So those 2 stuns could have very well been the difference there between him just straight up dying or not. And then additionally, right, if Maw had the ability to go ahead and do the clearance because of the axes, this would have been a pretty simple win. But at this point, it's a GG, right? The win condition was having the axes take out Maw. Axes take out Toradora's passive, and that just didn't happen. So we go ahead and kind of run it down here. This is going to be Smileone is currently going ahead and offering a 10% discount to anybody that goes ahead and purchases W Gold using the links in the description. Important to note, Smileone is the official third-party platform for W Gold for Watcher of Realms, and they're also currently going ahead and giving out special deals based off different purchase breakpoints, including such things as stamina, additional diamonds, additional auto battles, and a lot of other fantastic resources as well if you go ahead and purchase anything from their store, at least right now. Important also, the deal is currently going from March 28th, which is right now up until April 7th. So if you're interested in going ahead and getting some W Gold, use the link in the description. Thank you. Nightmare comp. Now these comps right now are good. It's just that overall, Nightmare teams are a little bit tricky with this current Gladiator Gauntlet season, mainly just because, I mean, what really is there to say? Nightmare comps, at least in the regular season, weren't really high performing. So they do go ahead and use Yimmer and Wukong. One thing to note is Wukong in this position does not provide additional block. Anything that's in this corridor for some reason just won't stick to the units. So we go ahead and we just build a swarm. Really, really simple, right? We do the double tanks and Fool, healer, double necros, or you can do necro healer if you want that additional sustain. I do offer that additional sustain mainly because of Yimmer. And then I drop another necro here. And at this point, we have all these units kind of stacking up here. They're getting healed by our healer. And even though Yimmer is doing damage, we still have another necro all the way in the back here, absolutely just chilling. So as long as we don't have all these units die, which they shouldn't because the healer is here, we're pretty much good to just, drop the double dogs and just run through here. So that's exactly what we go ahead and do. All these units are kind of spawning up, so they're a little bit low, but double dogs here are going to cruise through the rest of this map here and force Yimmer passive, and then we should be good to go. Right, so they get here. and they just waltz right through. No issues, right? And it's really just because the healer gave us a substantial amount of sustain and just the placement of staggering it. So we were doing necro healer, gave us additional block clearance there. So whenever Ymir was ulting, it's not like Ymir went ahead and took out both necromancers. So it was very much intentional. Now the next one, I think he has a separate team here, which is a Praetus team. Now this does lack the most important component, which is going to be Ingrid. He's really just running the basic setup. So we do it really simple. We go ahead and drop the Pharaoh Guard and the Fool. And then we go ahead and drop a second Pharaoh Guard right about now. And at this point, we're great, right? We can drop a healer if we want, which we do. And then we can go ahead and drop a second healer if we truly want, or we can wait and drop the double necros, which I believe I go ahead and do. Reason being is because typically Ingrid is in this position here, right? And if Ingrid's here, then this is a little bit different because there's a substantial amount of damage. But Valkyra as a damage dealer is not that threatening. And even though he's running an Ajax, we're also not really that concerned because Ajax is going to go ahead and ult, but none of these units are really going to be under the threat of death due to Ajax ult and due to Valkyra, right? So we're really, really good overall. We have the Necros kind of starting to come into this side of the map, and we have enough cost almost to go ahead and do the double dog run and just kind of end this, right? So that's exactly what we're going to do. Our units are already starting to push through, so we're pretty much going to win this match no matter what, as long as something terrible doesn't happen. And even then, our healers are barely keeping up these skeletons, so they're giving us that extra block, and it's just easy from there on out, right? The double dogs are just going to cruise through here and end the map. Super simple. Super, super simple. And then I think there's 2 more attacks left. So let's just see how we do. Because obviously those 2 were wins. Also, this guild was pretty good. They did place 31 in the regular season, so it's not like they're a bunch of scrubs. Oh, we just had 1 left. Cool. So we go ahead. This is a little bit of an interesting team because it's a bit of a mixed match of different units. I don't like Silas in this comp, but I like the rest. Overall, I like the rest. Silas just doesn't do anything because he's right here, right? So until units get past Cyrus, Silas is essentially useless. And Ares, even though Ares is good, I don't think this Ares is A1 because we would have gotten that extra range right here. But, you know, we have the Fool, we have a Pharaoh Guard, and we're going to drop a healer here. So essentially, these are immortal tanks, right? We have AoE, not AoE damage. Well, technically, both of these are AoE damage. But we have magic damage, physical damage that can't even touch us, right? So we just go ahead and stack up all our units here really comfortably, drop the double necros, and we honestly could do 2 things. We could drop another healer if we really want to go the sustain route and be very careful, which we do, and then you can just go ahead and do the double dogs route, which is what we do at the end of this here, because look, we're taking no damage. Very, very simple. We're taking absolutely 0 damage. And then double dogs. Now at this point, we've pretty much taken up all of Cyrus's block. We are just stacking it up, and we're just overwhelming the map at this point. Truth be told, we didn't even need to drop the double dogs. We just did it just to be careful, right? And that is the attacks on round 64. Honestly, very simple, very easy. Good guild. Maybe they're just not taking Gladiator Gauntlet that serious. We kind of are. But yeah, GG. See ya.